Good morning, everybody. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's wait for 2 minutes and then we will start the class. So rest of the students could join. Okay, so let's start the class because nobody is joining. Further, if they join, we will join them in the process. So let's start with the proceedings that we have done in the earlier classes. So let's go for the precapitulation of the earlier class. And when we go for the precapitulations, we see that in the last class of digital signal processing, that is on 30th of November, 30th of November 2021, we do the last class for DSP. And in that class, what we have discussed about the mathematical operation on discrete time systems. And in that mathematical operation of discrete time systems, we told about scaling, folding, shifting, addition, and multiplication. And we have told or we have discussed about two types of scaling. One is amplitude scaling, another is time scaling. And in the amplitude scaling, we told how to do the amplitude scaling. Same we have told about the time scaling. You know what is time scaling and what is the procedure. Then we go for the folding, and we have discussed about the folding, how is the folding is happening or like that. And then we discuss about the time shifting. We have just started the time shifting. We have not finished yet. So today we will start with the time shifting procedure. So anybody, any confusion with the last day's class, 30th November classes, any problem or any confusion that you faced while you go through the chapters or theories? I think nobody has no confusion. So let us start today's proceedings about time scaling. Okay. Everybody can see the white screen. Everybody can see the whiteboard.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yes.
time shifting of discrete time signal. A signal xn can be shifted in time by replacing the independent variable n by n minus m, where m is an integer. If m is positive integer, then the time shift results in a delay by m units of time. If m is a negative integer, then the time shift results in an advance of signal by m units of time. The delay results in shifting each sample of xn to the right, and the advance result in shifting each samples of xn to the left. So that is the means what I told. That is the theory, or that is the theorem for shifting. Now let us explain this thing. How we will explain? We will use an example to explain this thing. Today is 6/12/2021. And DSP. So let us take a example to describe this. Please tell me where if there is some ambiguity while describing this theorem. Sorry. Let xn equals to 3 when n equals to 2. So when n equals to 2, xn equals to 3. Okay. Now, when xn equals to 2, n equals to 3. Next, when xn equals to 1, n equals to 4. And when it is 0, for other values of n. So the signal is given to us. So let us suppose there are two types of signal. One is called time shifting. One is called the delayed. Another is called the advance. So let x1n is the delayed version of the signal. And that is equals to x of n minus 2. Where x1n is delayed signal of xn. So when n equals to 4, x14 equals to x of 4 minus 2, that is equals to x of 2, that is equals to how much? Yes? X of 2 is equal to how much?
Sir, 3.
Yes, 3. Now next, when n equals to 5, so x15 sorry here, x15 equals to x of 5 minus 2, that is equals to x of 3. So that is equals to how much? X of 3 equals to
2.
yes, 2. Same as for n equals to 6, x16 equals to x of 6 minus 2, that is equals to x of 4, and that is equals to 1. So you can see n minus 2. So n minus 2 we are taking from what? For getting the n minus 2, I am getting the value for n equals to 4, n equals to 5, and n equals to 6. Why I take the value for n equals to 4, n equals to 5, n equals to 6? Anybody?
Sir, you shifted that one.
Yes, I shifted it minus 2. So the sample is up to how much? The sample was from 2, 3, 4. The sampled was on 2, that means second sampling time, third sampling time, fourth sampling time, we have a value. And rest of all, we don't have a value. So we are now shifting by 2 index. So the starting position was what? Starting position, that is sampling, is starting from n equals to 2. So now it is shifted by which side shifted? If the m is an integer which is negative, if x of minus m will be happening, so what will happen? That will be a delay. And when there is a delay, there is a shifting of each sample to the xn of the xn to the right. So when there is a delay, that means x of n minus m, that is called delay. So when there is a delay, that means xn shifting each sample of xn, shifting each sample of xn to the right. That is the delay. Actually, delay means this. So what is the advance? X of n plus m is the advance. That is the advance. X of n plus m is the advance. So if n plus m is the advance, that means shifting. join होता है problem है. Shifting each samples of xn to the left. That is advance. That means if n is positive, what is it? Advance or delay?
Sir, advance.
No.
Sorry, sir, delay.
Delay. It will be delay. Because if m is positive, that means x of n minus m equals to 0. If I suppose that time x of n can be written as m. Okay, so at that time m is positive. That means a delay. Because you can see x of n minus m is the delay. So such as m is negative, that is called advance. So this thing must be keep in mind, because if m is negative, that means x of n plus m, that is equals to 0. So x of m can be written as minus of m. So this thing must be noted. This VVI, very, very important. This thing and this thing. Because shifting operation is most neededly operation in the discrete time signals. And you have to learn by heart this thing, which is shifting, how it is shifting and all that thing. So for the sample x2, it is available on n2 in the original sequence of xn. But the same sample is available on how much? N equals to 4. You can see here. At n equals to 4, we get the value of x2. That means the signal will start from n equals to 4. So if I draw the first signal, this is the original signal. If I draw it, this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6. Suppose this is our signal and this is the y-axis. So this is the y-axis and it is the a function of n, x of n, and this is the n. So for the first time signal x of n, what we will get at or for other n equals to 0. Only from n equals to 2 it has a value. So let us suppose n equals to 2 is equal to 3. So this, let us suppose this is 3. This is our 2. And 4 is 1. So this is our 1. So this is 3, this is 2, and this is 1. So this is the original signal. Now the first version, that is x of n minus 2, that is equals to x of 1n. This version will be what? Same thing. Same thing. This will be x of 1n. Here it will be 0. This will be 1. This will be 2. This will be 3. This will be 4, 5, 6. This side is n. So the delay will be there. What is the delay? X of 1 n minus 2. So the 2th position will be now on the 4th position, because see here x14 has the value of x2. So this will be what? This will be 3, sorry. So this is the 3. So if this is 3, then x of 5 is the 2. And this is 1. So this is 3, this is 2, this is 1. Okay. So this is not by x1 and equals to is equal to x of n minus 2. So this is our delayed version of the signal. Everybody understand this?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So clear about delay. Now let's go for the next part, that is our advance. The next part, that is our advance. I'm just doing it here because it will be helpful for you if you see it here. So x of 2n equals to, let x of 2n equals to x of n plus 2, where x of 2n is an advance signal of xn. Okay. So no problem. So when n equals to 0, x20 will be x of 0 plus 2. So that will be x of 2. So that will be 3. Next, for n equals to 1, x of 2, 1, that is equals to x of 1 plus 2 equals to x of 3. that is equals to 2. And the last but not the least, n equals to 2. At that time, x of 2, 2, that is equals to x of 2 plus 2, that is equals to x of 4. This is x of 4. So what is the value of x of 4? That is equals to 1. So if I draw this signal, x of n plus 2, that is equals to x of 2n. So how it will be drawn? So that will be x of 2n. This will be 0th position. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So how it will draw? So now you can see the sample x2 is available at n equals to 2 in the original sequence xn. But the same sample is available at n equals to 0 in x2n. Similarly, every sample of xn is advanced by 2 sample times. Hence, the signal xn is the advanced version of signal. So the signal is starting from 4. Now the signal is starting from 2. Now it will be advanced by 2. That means it will start from 0. So at 0, it will have a value of 3. This is 3. At 1, it has a value of 2. So this is 2. And at 2, it will have the value of 1. That is the value of 1. So this is called advanced shifting. So understand shifting?
Yes, sir.
Everybody, I am asking everybody. Everybody understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much.
सर हेलो
हाँ बोलो.
सर कुछ लोग का सर कनेक्टिविटी सर इशू हो रहा है सर जिसको तो ज्वाइन नहीं हो रहा है बहुत देर से मैसेज कर रहा है
कहाँ पे मैसेज कर रहे हैं?
सर मैं ग्रुप में सर व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में कि ब्लैंक आ रहा है पूरा सर ज्वाइन नहीं हो पा रहा है
तो एक बार डिस्कनेक्ट करके फिर से कनेक्ट करो सब लोग.
सर क्लास सर पूरा
मैं क्लास को लीव कर रहा हूँ. फिर से मैं क्लास शुरू
यस
करूंगा. तो तुम लोग सब ज्वाइन
यस
करो वहां पर. अभी 8 जन हो.
यस सर
ठीक है.
यस सर
So I think everybody has joined. So let us go back for the class. So that is our time shifting of discrete time signals. Next is very important, delayed unit impulse.
টোটাল রাজস্থান নটা টোটাল হয়ে গেলে এবারে 15 দিন পরে তোমার লকডাউন জানুয়ারিতে বুঝছি জানুয়ারিতে এই মাসেই লকডাউন হবে
So delayed unit impulse signal. So delayed unit impulse signal, now we will discuss. So we know the definition of the unit pulse signal. The unit impulse signal is defined as the unit impulse signal is defined as delta n equals to 1 for n equals to what? Delta n is equal to 1 for n equals to?
Greater than 0.
No, n equals to 0 only. Unit impulse के सिर्फ n equals to 0 पे 1 value पाएंगे. N equals to 0 for n not equals to 0. And the signal is looking like this. If this is the 0th position, this is the n, this is the minus n, and this is the delta n. And the value is 1 due to it is a unit impulse. So the unit impulse signal delayed by m units by m units of time is denoted as delta n minus n. Now delta n minus m equals to 1, n equals to m, n equals to 0, n is not equals to m. So this is the substitution. So how this drawing can be written as, if this is the 0 and this is the m, This is a positive n. This is a negative n. So now it will be like this. One. This is delta n minus n. And this is the x of, let's just name is x3n. Okay, so no problem with this.
No, sir.
So we can represent this delayed unit impulse as an arbitrary sequence. How we can represent a delayed unit impulse as an arbitrary sequence? Can you tell me? Anybody? Any idea about focusing or about thinking that delayed unit impulse as an arbitrary sequence? Anybody? Any idea? Nobody? So next chapter of our is the representation of an arbitrary sequence. That is also important for a delayed unit impulse. Okay, so this period will be up to 11:10. So two period will be there. So first was session, so there will be no cutting here. If it is cutted, then you will join. Please, if the video ends, then please join within the same link. Okay. So I'm just going through because I will be busy explanation, so I can forget about the time limit. So representation of an arbitrary sequence. So this is so any arbitrary sequence of xn can be represented in terms of delayed and scaled impulse signal. Delta n. Let xn be hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Anybody telling anything?
No, sir.
Okay. Let xn be an infinite sequence shown in below figure. The sample x of 0 can be obtained by multiplying x of 0, the magnitude with impulse delta n. As shown in the below figure, this is 1, as shown in the below figure 3. Now look is this. This is very important. So I want to everybody to see this. This is a sequence for us. This is 0. This is -1. This is -2, -3. And here it will be 1, 2, 3. Now, this is the value of action. Okay. For 0, it is 0.5. For 0, it is 0.5. Next, for 1, it has a value of 1. For -1, it has also a value of 1. Next, for 2, it has a value of 1.5. For -2, it has also a value of 1.5. For 3, it has a +3, it has a value of 0.5. For -3, it has a value of 0.5. So this is 0.5. This is 1. This is 0.5. This is 1.5. This is 1. This is 1.5. And this is 0.5. So let us suppose we have a signal like this. This side is n and this side is xn. You can tell if I draw this angle, and this is xn. Okay, no problem. So this is figure 1. Now for figure 2, I will taking a delta signal or a unit impulse signal. So this is the 0th position, this is the -1, this is -2, this is -3, and this is 1, 2, 3. So you can see here, so this is the delta function, which has a value of 1. So this is delta n. So this is figure 2. Now, how can we represent x of 0? Can anybody will tell me? we can represent x of 0 by this formula. We can write it, that is x of 0 into delta n, that is equals to x of 0 when n equals to 0 and equals to 0 for n not equals to 0. So we can write this. So what will be the drawing? Drawing will be like this. This will be 0, this will be 1, 2, 3, and this will be -1, -2, -3. So this will be 0.5, and this is x of 0 into delta n. Because 0.5 will be multiplied by 1, so same the value 0.5. So if this is figure 3, that is means x of 0. So can you tell me what is the value of x of 1? Or how we can write x of 1? Yes, anybody? X of 1 can be written as x of -1 into delta n plus 1. Same as x of 2 can be represented as, x of -1 can be represented as this. So x of -2 can be represented as x of -2 into delta what? Anybody? N plus 2. Same as x of 3 can be represented as x of 3 into delta n plus 3. That gives you x of -1. That gives you x of -2. That gives you x of -3. Same as for x of 1. Delta n minus 1 will give you the value of x of 1. X of 1 into delta n minus 2 will give you the value of x of 2. Del x of 3 into delta n minus 2, n minus 3 equals to x of 3. Just a minute. Sorry. So like this it will go on. So if I can tell you, if I can summarize you, I can write it like this. Let me summarize it. So we can generate x of n like this. We can write x of n like this. X of -3 into delta n plus 3 plus x of -2 into delta n minus n plus 2 plus x of minus 1 into delta n plus 1 plus x of 0 into delta of n plus x of 1 into delta n minus 1 plus x of 2 into delta n minus 2 plus x of 1, x of 3 into delta n minus 3. So I can write this. So that can be written as summation of k equals to minus infinity to plus infinity x of k into delta n minus k. Where we can write where delta n minus k is unity for n equals to k and 0 for all other terms. सबको समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
Everybody understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is very important to represent any arbitrary sequence by shifted unit impulse, by the sum of shifted unit impulse. So actually this is our generalized formula, summation k minus infinity to plus infinity x of k into delta n minus k. So we can represent any xn by using this formula. Okay. सबको समझ में आया? सबको समझ में आ गया?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just a second, we will go for the next thing. But before that, please wait for 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes, not just 1 minute. We will go for the multiplication and addition. Okay. So now the last 2 part will be, today is 6. So multiplication. Multiplication can be differentiated into two types. Number one is scalar. Number two is signal. Signal multiplier. So what do you mean by scalar multiplier?
Sir, simply multiplied by number
Yes.
or integer.
So xn is the signal and it has been multiplied by, and we get y of n is equal to a of xn. So the signal is multiplied here, the signal xn is multiplied by the scalar factor a. So xn is multiplied by a scale factor a. So let us give an example. X of n equals to 1, 2, 1 and minus 1. And a equals to 2. So what will be the a of xn? That will be 2, 4, 2 minus 2. Okay. So that is scalar multiplication. Next is what? B, signal multiplier. So this is the multiplication of two signal sequence from another sequence to form another sequence. Like this is a x1n signal is there. X1n signal is there. It is going like this. And this is another signal. It is a multiplier. And this is another signal, x2n. And they multiplied. And that is the output. Let us name the output yn. And yn is equal to x1n dot x2. Okay. So example. X1n equals to minus 1, 2, minus 3, minus 2. And x2n equals to one, minus 1, sorry, minus 2, and 1. So that is equals to how much? This will be multiplied minus 1 with 1. So minus 1 into 1. Next, 2 will be multiplied with minus of 1. Next, minus 3 will be multiplied by minus 2. Next, minus 2 will be multiplied with 1. So that will gives us minus 1, minus 2, 6 and minus 2. So that is the multiplication operation. Hope you understand that. Any more confusion? Any confusion?
No, sir.
Next is addition. Two signals are added by using an adder. Okay. So X1n is a signal. This is the adder, and X2n is another signal. So this is the output, and this is y of n. Let us suppose the output is y of n, and this is x1 of n plus x2 of n. Example. X1n equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, and X2n equals to how much? 4, 3, 2, 1. Let us suppose. So X1n plus X2n will be what? 1 plus 4, 2 plus 3, 3 plus 2, 4 plus 1. So that is equals to nothing but 5, 5, 5. So this is addition operation. So anybody doubt of this multiplication and addition? किसी को प्रॉब्लम है एडिशन और
No, sir.
मल्टीप्लिकेशन? So that is our classification of discrete time signals and operations on discrete time signals. So that is our next module is finished about the classification and about the operations on discrete time signals. Now we will go for the next chapter or next module, that is what? Discrete time system. Okay, so this class will be ended in 5 minutes. Please join again within the same link after 5 minutes so that we can continue, or not necessary 5 minutes. You can join randomly, just 2 minutes you can delay and then join within the same link for the continuation of the class, because up to 11:10 this class will be scheduled. So please join it after 2 minutes maximum. So anybody any confusion about this? Any confusion about the plus class?
No, sir.
So no confusion. बहुत अच्छा
No,
है,
sir.
ठीक है, बहुत अच्छा। अच्छा, और एक चीज तुम लोगों को थोड़ा बता दूं, और एक चीज होता है अपना डिलेड यूनिट स्टेप फंक्शन, वो भी थोड़ा थोड़ा होता है। डिलेड यूनिट स्टेप फंक्शन क्या होता है? तो डिलेड यूनिट स्टेप फंक्शन, जैसे कि यूनिट इम्पल्स था वैसे यूनिट स्टेप भी डिलेट होता है। सो ये कैसा होता है? जैसे कि हम लोग डेफिनेशन से चाहते हैं यू एन इक्वल्स टू 1 फॉर n greater than equals to 0 and equals to 0 for n less than 0। वैसा ही u of n माइनस m हम लोग लिख सकते हैं इक्वल्स टू 1 फॉर n greater than equals to m and equals to 0 for n less than m। वैसा हम लोग लिख सकते हैं, यह है डिलेड यूनिट स्टेप फंक्शन। सो हम लोग का यूनिट स्टेप फंक्शन कैसे दिखता है? ऐसा दिखता है, ये 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 0 1 2 3 4 5 dot 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 this side n, this side x of u of n, सॉरी। तो उसका डिले व्हाट्सएप कैसे हो जाएगा? पकड़ लो, ये मेरा 0 है, ये मेरा u ऑफ n माइनस m है, तो ये मेरा m हो गया, तो यहां से शुरू हो जाएगा। दिस इज 1, this is 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 1, ऐसे चलता जाएगा। ये m है तो ये m प्लस 1 है, ये m प्लस 2 है, m प्लस 3 है, m प्लस 4 है, ऐसे चलता जाएगा। तो दिस इज n एंड दिस इज u ऑफ n माइनस 1। सबका वैल्यू 1 होगा क्योंकि ये यूनिट स्टेप सिग्नल है। So this is the delayed unit step function. Understand? समझे?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this link will be now it will be stopped. Please join the same link within 2 minutes for the rest of the class. Please join because at the last I will take the attendance. Thank you all. Okay, so let's start the class. Those who have joined, very okay, and those who have not joined, they will join afterwards. So don't wait for them, because after 11:10 you will be into the next class or next class. So very limited time is left. So let us go for the next part. So now we will discuss about our next module, that is discrete time system. We have talked about discrete time signals, and we have opt out different classifications of discrete time signals and all that, etc., etc. Now we will talk about discrete time system. What does you mean by system? Everybody, what do you mean by system? Anybody, any idea? What do you mean by system? What do you mean by system? Nobody. A system is the interconnection of components. It is a physical device that performs an operation on an input signal and produces another signal as output. It is a cause and effect relation between two or more signals. Understand? Everybody understand?
Yes. Sir.
So we can write as the definition. If you want to write the definition, then the definition will be a system is defined as a physical device that generates a response or an output signal for a given input signal. So I can represent the system like this: x of n, if this is a signal. So x of n, this is the physical device that is represented as system. So x of n goes through this. This is represented as h, and I get here y of n. So that gives us the operations that y of n response y of n equals to h of x of n. So that is the system. Okay, clear everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that is our system. System has been differentiated into two types. One is called continuous time system, another is discrete time system. But we will study about discrete time system, we know that, so I am not describing about the system. So now there is a classification. Can you give me an example of a system? Some common examples of a system?
So any sir digital device is a system.
Yes, an electrical circuit. Any electrical circuit is a system where we give the inputs, and input is equal to the driving voltages and currents, and with the outputs equal to the voltage and currents at various points in the circuit. So that is a system. Amplifier. Amplifier is an electronic system. It increases the strength of the signal present in the input. So I am giving an input signal. Amplifier does what? Enhance the output of the signal. So that is a system. So system is a physical device that operates on the given input signal to give us our desired output signal. That is a system. Actually, we can tell that is a system. So now we have to classify the system. Just we have classified the signals, we have to classify the system. So classification of discrete time system. So there are different types of classifications, but the importance are, first name is the static and dynamic system. Number B is causal and non-causal system. Number C is linear and non-linear system. Number D is time variant and time invariant system. Time invariant system. Next is E, FIR and IR system. And number F, stable and unstable system. Okay, so These are the different types of system. Please note it down. These are the different types of systems. Static dynamic system, causal non-causal system, linear non-linear system, time variant, time invariant system, FIR and IR system, stable and unstable system. So these are the different types of systems. Any problem with this or any confusion or anything?
Sir, one sir, FIR and IR system, sir, it's a continuous time से नहीं आता sir ये वाला.
FIR can be continuous, can be discrete time, depending upon which input you are giving. These systems can be continuous time systems also. But if you give a continuous time input signal, that time this system will be continuous time systems. But here we are discussing about the discrete time signal as an input. That's why this system are told as discrete time system. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So up to this, nobody has no confusion. So we are going to the next part. There is the first part, static and dynamic system. What do you mean by static and dynamic system? That's the first question comes into our mind. What do you mean by static and dynamic system? So static and dynamic system is very important system. Why I will tell? Because when we think about a digital thing or digital processor or digital operations, then we think about memory. Means we have to store some data. Because for digital operations, sometimes we need data which will be a input of the next data or next sequence. Sometimes happens. So where comes that static and dynamic system? There comes the static and dynamic system. So what is the definition or what is the theory of a static and the dynamic system, or what is that static and dynamic system? A discrete time system is called a static system when it is memoryless. That means if its output at any instant time, sample of time n depends on the input samples at the same time, but not on the past or the future samples of the input, this system is called a static system. That means I am telling that static system are those systems which does not have a memory. So if it does not have a memory, so it cannot operate on the past or the future inputs, though there is no case of the future inputs, but theoretically there is future. So we can tell that it cannot store the value of the past and the futures. So if it does not store, it is not has a memory, so it cannot store. So that's why it is only dependent, the output is only dependent at instant n samples, depends on the input samples at the same time. Whereas the dynamic system is the vice versa, it is a memory, it is having a memory, so it is depending on the past and the future. Understand this theorem? It will be very clear. Yes, if I give you an example. Like if I give the example, y of n equals to a of xn. Okay, let's take this. Y of n is equal to x square n plus xn. This is the system given to us. So look at this system. If you think about this system, you can see that if I put the values here, what I will see? X of square n plus x of n. So if n equals to 0, x, what I can write, y of 0 is equal to x square 0. Sorry, something problem with the whiteboard. X is 0 plus x of 0. So no change. It is n equals to 0, it is n equals to 0, it is n equals to 0. So it is not depending on the past or the future. Whereas if I take this signal, y of n equals to x of n plus x of minus x of n minus n, not plus, it is multiplied. X of n minus n. So see that when I write y of 0, at that time it is x of 0 and x of minus 1. You can see that. So this is what? This is the past. N equals to minus 1 is the past, because we are now present is n equals to 0. And when we are operating on n equals to 0, it is having x is equal to minus 1. That means n equals to minus 1's value. So this is the past input. So output is operating on the past input, so it has been memory. So this is a dynamic, and this is a static. Okay, please everybody give your attendance. We need your attendance. Give your attendance in the chat box. We have done with the classes. So please give your attendance. Write it in the chat box. If you don't give the attendance, then it will be not considered that you are present in the class. So I have already get 4 attendance. You are 13 students here. Rest of all, please quickly give it. 6 attendance, 7, 8. 8 students has given their attendance. Rest of all, I am 10. I am telling everybody, if you don't give the attendance in the chat box, you will be not considered as present in the class. 11 students have given. 2 students left. Please, the 2 students who have not given the attendance, please give your attendance. Anybody who has failed to give their attendance? Everybody has given their attendance. Everybody has finished their attendance.
Sir.
Okay, so hope you have given your attendance. If you have not given, then that will be not considered that you are present in the class. So thank you for joining the class. Hope you enjoyed the class. We will go for the next session in the next classes. We will start from here, the static and dynamic system. We will discuss about it. And then we will go to the causal, non-causal, causal, non-causal, linear, non-linear, time variant, invariant, FIR, and stable, unstable systems. We will discuss the theory and then we will do how to solve the problems. So thank you very much for joining the class.